यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरवनचारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव राधा माधव श्री राधे जय राधा दामोदर राधा दामोदर श्री राधे प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रुत शत कृष्ण कृपा सिंधु अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी Hare Krishna everyone. So we are reading continuously from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 7, Text 37 today. अधोक्षजालम्बम् इहाशुभात्मनः क्षीणा संस्मृतिचक्रसातनम् तद्ब्रह्मनिर्वाणासुहं विदुर्बुधः ततो भजाध्वन्ति हृदीश्वरम् अधोक्षजालम्बम् इहाशुभात्मनः शरीरेण संस्मृतिचक्रसातनम् तद्ब्रह्मनिर्वाणसुखं विदु तद्ब्रह्मनिर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधः ततो भजध्वं हृदयेन्दीश्वरम् अधोक्षजालम्बम् इह शुभात्मनः शरीरेण संस्मृतिचक्रसातनम् Tad Brahma Nirvana Sukham Vidurbudas Tato Bhajatvam Vidairidishwaram. If anybody would like to read.
अदक्षजालम्बम् इह शुभत्मना शरीरिण संसृतिचक्रशातनम् तद्ब्रह्मनिर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधस्ततो भजध्वं हृदयेरीश्वरम्.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to try? Word by word meaning. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Word meaning. Adokshaja, with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the reach of the materialistic mind or experimental knowledge. Arambham, being constantly in contact. Iha, in this material world. Ashubha Atmanaha, whose mind is materially contaminated. Sharirinaha, of living entity, who has accepted a material body. Samsmriti, of material existence. Chakra, the cycle. Sadhanam, completely stopping. Tat, that. Brahma Nirvana, connected with the Supreme Brahman, the Absolute Truth. Sukham, transcendental happiness. Viduhu, understand. Buddhaha, who have those who are spiritually advanced. Tataha, therefore, bhajadham, engage in devotional service. Hriday, within the core of the heart. Iti Ishwaram, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Super Soul within the heart. Translation. The real problem of life is the repetition of birth and death, which is like a wheel rolling repeatedly up and down. This wheel, however, completely stops when one is in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, by the transcendental bliss realized from constant engagement in devotional service, one is completely liberated from material existence. All learned men know this. Therefore, my dear friends, O sons of the Asurs, immediately begin meditating upon and worshipping the Super Soul within everyone's heart. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Generally, it is understood that by merging into the existence of Brahman, the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth, one becomes completely happy. The words Brahma Nirvana refer to connecting with the Absolute Truth, who is realized in three features Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Shabdaiti. One feels Brahma Sukh, spiritual happiness, by merging into the impersonal Brahman, because the Brahma Jyoti is the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagatandakoti. Yasya Prabha. The impersonal Brahman consists of the rays of Krishna's transcendental body. Therefore, whatever transcendental bliss one feels from merging in Brahman is due to contact with Krishna. Contact with Krishna is perfect Brahma Sukha. When the mind is in touch with the impersonal Brahman, one becomes satisfied. But one must advance further to render service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one's remaining merged in the Brahma, effulgence is not always assured. As it is said, Aruhya Krishena Parampadam Tataha Patanti Ado Anadrita Yasmad Angrayaya. One may merge in the Brahman feature of the absolute truth, but there is a chance that one may fall because of not being acquainted with Adhokshaja or Vasudev. Of course, such Brahma Sukha undoubtedly eliminates material happiness, but when one advances through impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in relationship with Him as a servant, friend, parent, or conjugal lover, one's happiness becomes all pervading. Then one automatically feels transcendental bliss just as one becomes happy seeing the shining of the moon. One acquires natural happiness upon seeing the moon, but when one can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's transcendental happiness increases hundreds and thousands of times. As soon as one is very intimately connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one surely becomes free from all material contamination. Ya nibritis tanuvritam. The cessation of all material happiness is called nivritti or nirvana. Srila Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.138 Brahmando bhavet esha chet paradha gune krita neti bhakti sukham bodhe paramanu tulamapi. If Brahmanda, the bliss of merging in the Brahman effulgence, were multiplied 100 trillion times, it would still not equal even an atomic fragment of the ocean of transcendental bliss felt in devotional service. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kanchati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhaktim labhate param. One who is transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments nor desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards all living entities. In that state, he attains pure devotional service to the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 1854. If one advances further from the Brahma Nirvana platform and one enters the stage of devotional service, Mad Bhaktim Labhet Param, the word Adhokshajalambham refers to keeping the mind always engaged in that absolute truth who is beyond the mind and material speculation. Savai Manaha Krishna Padaravindayo. This is the result of deity worship. By constantly engaging in the service of the Lord and thinking of His lotus feet, one is automatically freed from all material contamination. Thus, the word Brahma Nirvana Sukham indicates that when one is in touch of this absolute truth, sorry, material sense gratification is completely nullified. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानं जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त स्तुते सप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। अधुक्जालम्बम् इह शुभात्मनः शरीरेण स्मृतिचक्रसातनं तद्ब्रह्म निर्वाणसुखं विदुर्बुधः ततो bhajadvam hriday Ritishwar. The real problem of life is the repetition of birth and death, which is like a which is like a wheel rolling repeatedly up and down. This wheel, however, completely stops when one is in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In other words, by the transcendental bliss realized from constant engagement in devotional service, one is completely liberated from material existence. All learned men know this. Therefore, my dear friends, O sons of the Asurs, immediately begin meditating upon and worshipping the Supersoul within everyone's heart. Prahlad Maharaj is trying to share whatever he has learned from his spiritual master to his classmates who all are born in demon family. Actually, if we see who the demon are, and who the devotees are, it's very easy to understand. Whoever is following the instructions given by Lord Krishna through his disciples, through his devotees, we all are fortunate that somehow Lord Krishna made the arrangement in our life by sending us the spiritual master. Otherwise, the population of non devotees or non believers are much higher than the devotees in this material world. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that he controlled everything, including the nature. If he wants, he can give order to the nature to produce fruit. Suppose the mango is the fruit of warm season during the summer. But if he desires to eat mango in the month of December and January, he can order to trees to produce mango. And they were bound to produce mango. He was so powerful. So, in this powerful association, Lord, being so merciful, he sent his pure devotee Prahlad. And very tender age of 5, he is giving definition of bhakti to his classmate, all demon sons. And we have to understand one more thing. This all his classmates they were not ordinary demons because Prahlad himself is a son of emperor. And this classification was always there in a society. According to their status, the kids were sent to the respective school. So this Gurukul of Shukracharya was not for the ordinary demon or their kids. They were selective, they were for the higher class, for the royal families. So all of their kids, they were also belong to the royal family. of the demon administration. So he is giving teachings to the higher class, which is another aspect of this all teachings. Like it says in the Bhagavad Gita, whatever the great personalities are doing, ordinary people they follow. Similarly, if these all demonic kids they will become devotee of the Lord, we can easily understand that the whole impact is going to affect the entire demonic civilization. This is the arrangement of the Lord. And to protect his devotees and make them believe there is something more in this material world than the sense gratification, that is the spiritual realization. And to understand you are not this body. There is something more to enjoy in this material world other than sense gratification. So Prahlad Maharaj is sharing his all teachings, whatever he has learned from his spiritual master in his mother's womb. And now he is coming on a conclusion and he is giving the conclusion by saying the real problem of life is the repetition of birth and death, which unfortunately most of the people they don't realize. Other day I had a very good conversation with Dhruva Prabhu that most of the devotees, including devotees also, we don't realize how to stop the repetition of birth and death. Though we are practicing Krishna consciousness, but somehow, I'm talking about myself, that mind is not always engaged in devotional service. It wants to do something else rather than devotional services. Because the Maya is so strong that we don't even realize that what I'm practicing, what I'm doing, will give me ultimate happiness or not. We try to achieve so many status, we try to achieve so many things, and we think that this can bring happiness to me. Because our vision is very, very short. We can't see beyond the wall what is there. We see whatever is within the wall. That is the situation of the devotee. That is the situation of the jiva. That's why the great acharyas, they are coming in our life time to time to teach us, to show us what is there beyond this wall, because our vision is very limited. That's why it says, Om Ajnana Tivaradhasya Jnanangana Shalakaya. This is the job, this is the mission of a spiritual master, to open our eyes, to show us, to guide us by becoming a torchlight, what we cannot see due to the darkness of ignorance. Unfortunately, our ignorance is so nicely covered by Maya, we cannot see beyond that. That's why, thankfully, Lord is sending his representative as a sadhu, as a Vaishnava, as a guru, to teach us, to show us the path on which, by which we can reach to the transcendental place. When the Mahabharata battle was finished and Pandavas they become the emperor of Hastinapur, Then, along with the Vidura, Dhritarashtra and his wife Gandhari, they all went for pilgrimage. And Vidura was also a devotee, so he was giving instruction to Dhritarashtra. The real problem in this material world is to coming into womb. Taking birth is the real problem. If somehow one can learn the trick how not to come to the womb of any species, that jiva will be liberated. Even it says, Punarapi Maranam Punarapi Jananam Janani Jatare. These are the things. Even Adi Shankaracharya has given this mantra. Coming in the womb of a mother and taking birth and dying again. This is the ultimate pain of a living entity. That's why O rascal mind, Mudamate, Bhaja Govindam, chant the name of Govinda, Krishna, Hari. That is the only way one can get liberation and can stop coming in this material world again and again and again and again. And one should have a faith in a Lord's name because Lord's name such a strong sound vibration which can connect a person to the true personality of Godhead. If you read the text 30 and 31, Prahlad Maharaj is describing in the translation, it says, one must accept the bona fide spiritual master and render service unto him with great devotion and faith. Whatever one has in one's possession should be offered to the spiritual master. And in the association of saintly persons and devotees, one should worship the Lord. Hear the glories of the Lord with faith, glorify the transcendental qualities and activities of the Lord. Always meditate on the Lord, on the Lord's lotus feet, and worship the deity of the Lord strictly according to the injunctions of the Shastra and Guru. It's clearly mentioned here. What one should do being a devotee, what one should do trying to become a devotee of the Lord. To learn, to practice, to know the secret how to attain Lord's mercy, one should surrender to the Guru, to the spiritual master. But that spiritual master should be bona fide, not any so-called spiritual master. Should come from disciplic succession. It's very nicely, clearly Prahlad Maharaj is describing, which is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. What Krishna asking from us? Krishna is giving the whole hint, the whole idea of how one can simply, by following few things, can attain liberation, can reach to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not to the Brahma Jyoti. Brahma Jyoti is just a effulgence coming from the Lord's spiritual body. That is the Ananda Sukha. Ananda is mentioned here today. In this particular verse, it's called Brahma Sukha or spiritual happiness. People they are practicing, they are meditating upon this Brahma Sukha. But there is a chance that from a Brahma Sukha one can fall down. But if I am trying to be a devotee of the Lord and If I'm wishing that I should not take birth again in this material world to go through all this suffering, then I should follow what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, man, Krishna is asking us to do just four things to attain the ultimate goal. What is that? Man mana bhava, mad bhaktas bhava, mad ajimati, mad namaskuru. Surrender my mind to the to the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mad bhakta bhava, become a devotee of the Lord. Mad ajimati and mad namaskuru, service and obeisances. This all thing required to attain the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. But we don't do that. We are so lazy that my mind is running here and there. My devotion is, my bhakti is always keep changing from one object to another object. And Mad Namaskuru, we are worshipping so many other personalities, even including the human beings. We are worshipping them. We can see in this material world how people they are trying to please higher authorities to get some benediction, to get some benefits from that person. But that is not the ultimate goal of life, being a human. The human species are meant for to do something more than this. Unfortunately, most of the people they don't realize it. We don't understand the importance of being a human form. We call ourselves a human, but actually what we are no better than the students in the Gurukula of Shukracharya. We are all are trying to learn how to get more comfort in this material world, in this material world, enjoy it more, how to accumulate more source of sense gratification. That is becoming the goal and purpose of our life, unfortunately. But if one have a faith, absolute faith to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is very easy to achieve. There is a story also. Once Narad Muni was passing and he find a person who was a cobbler and sitting under a tamarind tree. And we know that how many small leaves of tamarind tree is. He was sitting under the tree and chanting the name of the Lord. And upon seeing Narada Muni, he stood up from his place and respectfully he paid obeisances and asked politely where you are going. So Narada Muni replied, I am going to see Lord Vishnu. Oh, you are so fortunate. Could you please ask one question that how many time or how many life I have to take or how many birth I have to take so I can engage fully Lord Vishnu, so I can attain liberation. I will go from my situation in this material world to the spiritual world. And please tell me also what Lord was doing when you saw him. That means yes, definitely I will tell you. Then further, Narmadi he met with the learned Brahman, and learned Brahman asked the same questions to Narad Muni. Please tell me how many life I have to take more, how many birth I have to take more, to get liberation. And please let me know what Lord was doing when you met him. The Advani says, definitely. So when Narad he came to meet Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, and he put this question to Lord, my Lord, two persons they ask the same question, like how many times they had to take birth to come to the spiritual world from material world, and Lord, what he was doing when I met him. So Lord Krishna he says to Narad Muni, tell this learned person he has to take another three births to get liberation. And the cobbler who is sitting under the tamarind tree, he has to take as many as birds, as many as leaves are there on that tree. And when they will ask that what I was doing, you can tell them that I was passing an elephant through the eyes of a needle. Okay, my lord. So Narad Muni on his way back, he first met this learned person, and learned person he was very eager to know what is the what is the answer of my questions. So Narad Muni he says, Lord Krishna says that you have to take another three births to get liberation from this material. Still, I have to take three births. I am so much highly scholared person. I know all the shastra and everything. Still, I had to go through three lives. Okay, so what Lord was doing when you met him? Lord was passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. That Lord has nothing to do there. He says like that. Then normally he moved on and he met this goblin who was sitting under the same tamarind tree. And he asked the same. He was also very eager to know what Lord has given reply for his question. Narad Muni said, their lordship told me that you have to go through as many as life or birth, as many as tree on this, as many as leaf on this tree, of this tamarind tree. And as tamarind tree, they are very small in size. So there were hundreds and thousands of leaves they were on that tree. By hearing this answer, the cobbler he started dancing in happiness. Nagmuni was surprised and said that, did you realize that how many births you have to take? And you are dancing in happiness. He said, if Lord has guaranteed that he will take me back to his kingdom for as many as life, I can I can live this all life with a happiness for the and in the meditation that Lord has guaranteed me that he will take me back. Now you please tell me what Lord was doing. He says he was passing an elephant through the eye of a needle. He started dancing again. Now Narad was more surprised. He said that, do you believe this? That an elephant can be passed through the eye of a needle? He says, of course. He is Lord, he can do anything. Look at this banyan tree. The seed of a banyan tree is much smaller than the mustard seed. But look at the size of the tree. If you keep four elephants one upon another, that is the height of this banyan tree. So, if a tree Being a seed is so small, but now it's so much big, which is equal to the foresize of an elephant. So why it's impossible to pass one elephant through the eye of a needle? It's very easy. Why? Because he has a full faith in the Lord and his all activities. And the result, all the leaves they shed immediately from the tree. And in that very life, that cobbler got liberation. That is the result of faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which most of the people, including many devotees, they don't have. That's why we are struggling from one life to another life, from one state to another state, from one faith to another faith. We don't have that surrenderness which is required to achieve the pleasure being a devotee. That is why it is very important that a devotee should engage in all devotional services. That's why Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing that deity worship is so important because the devotees they can meditate upon the deity worship. They can meditate upon Lord Krishna through the deity services. When they are dressing, when they are doing arati, when they are making bhoga, when they are cleaning the temple, when they are cleaning the pot, when they are cleaning the surrounding of the temple, they are all included in the deity worship. Not just sitting and giving Bhagavatam class and doing arati is a deity worship. Every aspect which is related with the Lord and his surrounding, they all they all are connected and equally realizing the deity worship. Deity worship is not just giving class or doing arati. No. One should understand that meditation, greeting the guest, serving prasada, cooking bhoga, book distribution, harinam, doing service towards the cows and the visitors, they all are equal as a deity worship. They are all limbs of devotional services. Unfortunately, most of the devotees, also most of the people, I'm not talking about the people who are living outside world in the karmic world and day and night just thinking how to accumulate more money, how to make more money. Making money is good, but unfortunately, people they don't realize what is the utilization of this money. Maybe we read sometime through social media, through newspapers, through television, that this person hit the jackpot and he won so many millions. Meet that person. Suppose if somebody has hit his $5 million 10 years ago, go and meet that person. Very rarely we will find that person is still millionaire because that is the easy money. That is the easy money. And intelligence can make person rich, but this easy money is not guaranteed that it will make a person intelligent. So what they do when the money comes in a very easy way, through a very easy way or through lottery, immediately they start spending, buying nice expensive house, car, luxury vacation, this and that, and money finish. Money is not unlimited. But if that person can utilize this money wisely in a devotional services, then it becomes unlimited. Lakshmi is chanchala, is flickering. Lakshmi cannot stay at one place. She is keep moving from one place to another place. Only one place where the Lakshmi is fixed, that is the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So if that Lakshmi can be engaged in the Vishnu service, then that Lakshmi is going to stay. Otherwise, she is keep moving from one locker to the another locker, to one bank account to the another bank account, from one person's position to the another person's position. Look at Srila Prabhupada's lifestyle. When he came to America, how much money he has? He has just 40 rupees in those days. But if you look at the all total amount what ISKCON has, that actually belongs to Srila Prabhupada, which he never claims, it's a multi-millionaire or maybe $1 billion. He started from 40 rupees. Now it's $1 billion valuation because he wisely invest all his effort to serve Krishna. And Lakshmi is the servitor of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. And what impersonal or the people who are thinking that attaining liberation is by serving to the effulgence of Lord Krishna's body, Brahma Jyoti. That is their understanding, that is the ultimate goal. It is better than atheists who don't believe in a Lord's existence. But that is not the ultimate goal. It is just we can understand with analogy when we are trying when we are traveling, when we come to the airport and I have a fast track for the checking check post, and due to that I come within a few minutes to the boarding to collect my boarding pass. Upon reaching to the boarding pass, when I realized that my class is promoted, I had a I had a cabin class ticket, but now my ticket is promoted to the first class. I become very happy. Wow! Now a first class ticket. I will have a luxury, nice big chair, unlimited drinks and snacks, this and that. I become very happy. But what if I come to know that my flight is delayed for 3 hours? That happiness will evaporate immediately, isn't it? And what if the flight is cancelled for today, which is more painful? All happiness is gone. Then we start cursing the flight and the aircraft company. And this airlines is bad, this airline is bad. We immediately forget that my sitting arrangement is improved. Now I have a first class ticket. This is the same with the Brahma Jyoti. The person who, the impersonal who are meditating upon the Brahma Jyoti. Because they think that that is the ultimate goal of the life. But Krishna is giving all instruction, everything in Bhagavad Gita. Unfortunately, most of us, we don't follow, we don't realize, we don't have a faith in that. If we will have a total faith in our Guru, in Sadhu, in Shastra, then it is very easy to achieve. Like Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhava, mad bhakta bhava, mad ajimati, and mad namaskuru. By attentive by attentive rendering service or devotional service is is the only ultimate way to achieve Krishna's mercy, Krishna prema. There is no other way. No matter whatever the situation would be, if I will have a full faith in Krishna and his devotional services, Krishna will come always to protect his devotees. We can see this situation in a when Draupadi, she was asking help from his from his husband when she was asking help from all the guru who were assembled who were present in that assembly. Then she was thinking she's a strong woman, she can protect herself. But when she realized ultimately that nothing can protect except Krishna, and when she raised her both hands in pain and she was keep calling Krishna, please come and protect me, then Krishna appeared. So a devotee should learn unless until if I'm not calling Krishna to come and protect me, Krishna will not come to protect. He has given us the intelligence how to utilize it. And when Draupadi she realized that Krishna is the ultimate protector, he came immediately and protect. The same thing also happened with Maharaj Parikshit. When Ashwatthama he shoot Brahmastra to kill the baby in the womb, and his mother Uttara was keep praying, "Oh Lord, please come and protect this child." And Lord immediately entered in the womb of Mother Uttara to save Parikshit Maharaj. So Krishna can appear anywhere in any form to protect his devotees from all kind of calamities, all kind of problems in their life. But one should have that faith. This firm faith is the ultimate key that Krishna will protect us. Avashto Rakhavi Krishna Mone Vichas. That Krishna will ultimately will come and protect. One should have a firm faith in his heart. Then he will come. And how this faith will grow or how this faith will become concrete simply by rendering devotional services. Devotional services is the only way, is the only key which can make our faith more strong. There is no other way. So I would like to stop here today, and if anybody would like to add some point or any realization on today's topic. Thank you. Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रमनंदे हरि हरि बोल. Now it's a few minutes for Darshanarthi. Hare Krishna. Puja.